Welcome to Raiders of the Lost Podcast, the ultimate film and TV podcast.
We're your hosts, James
and Anthony.
This episode is movie news number 55, where we talk about all the news in film and TV over the last week.
All right, movie friends, let's get into the news. It was an excellent box office weekend for film in general, and this summer is showing that the cinema is back. Theaters are thriving at the moment, and we have a lot of huge grossing films going at the same time.
Before this weekend's box office, last weekend, great statistic, for the first time since 2017, 4 movies grossed over $20 million at the box office at the same time.
Excellent.
So that's a huge number.
And Top Gun and Elvis both nearly tied for the number one spot with $30 million. One had 30.5, one had 30 even. So the two top movies both had great performing weekends. And this weekend, we have a huge new release as Despicable Me, Minions 3. Has been released this weekend, and it just took off with a $109 million opening weekend. And when you throw in Monday for the long weekend, it's going to be about $130 million for the 4-day weekend, which is excellent. Top Gun Maverick is back in second place with $27 million in its 7th week in theaters. It's just still rolling. It only dropped 9% from last weekend, and
it beat Elvis.
It beat Elvis, yeah. Although Elvis beat it last week by 0.5 million. Also, Top Gun Maverick has reached $572 million domestic, which beats the Dark Knight's domestic total. And also, the film grossed has reached the $1 billion mark. It's now the 49th film to join the $1 billion club of all time. Elvis had a great second weekend. Like I said, it made $30 million last weekend, and it had an $18 million showing this weekend, which is very good for your second movie. For your second weekend, it dropped only 45%. Excellent performance. It's at $72 million total domestic. Very good job by Elvis. And we saw the film. We have a review coming out this week for it. And also Jurassic Park Dominion brought in $16 million at 4th place this weekend. It has now reached $375 domestic. It's going to top out at about $400 million domestic at the most, and it will top out internationally at close to $1 billion. It does not look like it has the legs to hit $1 billion, though.
And also, let's talk about The Black Phone, which on a budget of $16 million, it's up to $52 million box office, which is awesome. It was released June 24th, so it's the second weekend. Black Phone's not in the top 4, but it is still making money, which is incredible news for an independent horror film. So glad they released this in June and July versus its original release date in February, where it probably would have died a little bit and wouldn't have had the steam. And, I think that the studio was like, Ethan Hawke's and Moon Knight, and let's see how. Let's piggyback on that and get everyone excited about it.
I'm sure, but also it's a good movie.
Yeah, I doubt a lot of the Marvel MCU kids went to go see The Black Phone, but I thought it was awesome. We have a review coming out of that as well.
It was just perfect timing. There were some rated R releases in February, but this weekend and last weekend, it's the only R-rated film out in the movie theaters. So it was just excellent timing in terms of hitting that audience that wants horror movies in that R-rated crowd. All the other films on this list are PG or PG-13.
Now, we're doing a special giveaway contest in this episode for a Stranger Things poster, which is going to be sponsored by our great friends at movieposters.com. What you got to do to enter this contest is just go on our Instagram account. There will be a post to enter the Stranger Things poster contest, the giveaway. All you got to do is leave a comment and follow us on Instagram. Leave a comment on the giveaway post, not on another post. Find the giveaway post. It'll be at the top of the feed. That's where you leave your comment. And also, you have to be following us on Instagram. And we will choose a winner in about 48 hours, a couple of days' time. Give everyone time to submit their names into the contest, and then we'll give away a Stranger Things poster courtesy of movieposters.com. If you don't win, just use our coupon code Raiders10 to get 10% off their website today.
Good luck, everyone. Okay, moving on to the news. Stranger Things 4, I'm sure everyone watched it, but it broke Netflix streaming records. So Netflix, the app actually crashed once season 4 volume 2 premiered, and
in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night, it was like at midnight. And the series gained a staggering 286 million hours watched just in the weekend, which is the biggest number of hours watched for any period for Netflix. Yes, Squid Game is still number 1, but it gathered its millions and millions of hours over weeks and weeks and weeks. This is just the 3-day weekend that Stranger Things picked up all of these hours of views.
Absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, and we had a great time watching it. We just posted our review on Friday, so if you haven't checked that out, take a look at James and mine reaction to the series finale. It's a good 40-minute episode. We dissected it really well.
Pretty solid. For a quick, immediate reaction, you did a pretty good job. I wish there were some other points I brought up, but we'll save it for another time. Taron Egerton confirms that he met with Marvel, hints at a Wolverine casting. We don't know if this is going to be legit or not, but, so he was asked about it, and he kind of just, smiled, and he's like, yeah, I met with Marvel and Kevin Feige about this, and, we don't know what's going to happen.
He didn't say specifically Wolverine.
He said, we talked about something.
He got asked about Wolverine. He got asked about Wolverine, and he slyly just smiled and said, hey, whatever comes my way, I'll be happy to. So I think he would be a great choice for Wolverine. I'm looking forward to Wolverine getting into the MCU mix. Obviously, no one will ever... I think that Hugh Jackman obviously was the perfect embodiment of the character, but I'm really looking forward to the next iteration of the character by a new actor. They have big shoes to fill, whoever it is, but I think Taron Egerton would be an excellent choice for Logan.
Yeah, if he can get big enough, that'd be great, because he's more of a comic book accurate look in terms of his height. So, but I don't really care about the Wolverine's height. But you could say for comic book fans that want visually a great portrayal of a character, a shorter, stocky person fits the vibe and the aesthetic of what Wolverine and Logan's like in the comics.
Hugh is quite tall. Yeah,
he's 6'2". That's why him getting that ripped and jacked is even more.
Even more impressive.
It's crazy.
Especially at his age. All right, next up.
All that chicken and broccoli, right?
Chicken and broccoli. Denzel Washington news. The acclaimed actor is going to be awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom this year. He's one of 17 honorees to receive the medal this year. I think it's just really fantastic and fabulous. He's one of the greatest artists in American history, and to see him get this award, it's just really terrific. I can't wait to see Biden pinning it on him. I think it's going to be just a great moment, and I can't wait to just hopefully he'll give a speech, and it's just an amazing recognition of an amazing American.
For sure. The Boys Season 4 starts filming, I believe, in August, revealed by Carl Urban, so we can get excited for another season of the show. Obviously, this season has not wrapped up yet. It wraps up on July 8th, so we're very excited to finish the show. Once the finale airs, we'll be doing an episode on it mid-July, so get stoked for that. But the boys are coming back. Oi!
Oi! I don't want to say the C word. You're going to have to cut it out.
They don't say it that often in that show.
He says it.
Not as much as he used to. Season
First season, yeah.
That's
he said it
season one, he said a lot more.
You're right. They toned it down. They toned down the C word. Next up, Michael Douglas will be playing Benjamin Franklin in an upcoming biopic on Apple TV. It will be a miniseries detailing the latter years of the iconic American's life. They've released one image so far of Michael Douglas as the character, and he looks pretty great in the costume.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited to see a Benjamin Franklin movie.
Fascinating
it's
guy.
About time.
Yeah.
There's been obviously documentaries and stuff, but to get a...
He was in the... he had a significant role in the Samuel Adams show that Paul Giamatti started.
Yeah, but I'm talking
John Adams,
a movie just about Benjamin Franklin, because such an interesting, fascinating guy who still has his fingerprints is on the world today in America especially, so it's really interesting.
Daylight savings.
Which just got ended. They're not doing it anymore.
They're not anymore?
Not in America.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Finally? Doesn't make any sense. Daylight savings is for... They started it because the sun set so early and they had no light to illuminate themselves inside of homes, and so they started daylight savings.
They had electricity, but not a lot.
No, not back in the day. They're using
Benjamin
candlelight.
Franklin, they had electricity.
No.
Yes, they did.
Nah,
yes,
they had candles.
They had hold on.
Benjamin Franklin did not have electricity.
They had lights, right? Hold on.
The kite with the lightning. They discovered electricity.
1770s. Let's check this out.
Early 1800s, I believe.
Timeline of lighting technology.
Let's hear
1786 lamps, gas lighting, 1796. All right. Electric light bulb, 1800s. All right,
1800s.
Right.
Yeah, so in your face.
You win. Thor: Love and Thunder. Jim looks like an idiot right now. Thor: Love and Thunder. Christian Bale.
They had iPhones back then, right?
What kind of adapters in the walls for chargers did they have? Did they have the European adapter, or was it the American?
Was it USB 2.0?
Was it the Italian two holes for chargers? Thor: Love and Thunder, a little snippet. Christian Bale reveals that scenes he had with Jeff Goldblum and Peter Dinklage were cut from the film, so curious to see what those interactions would have been like, and we will be seeing this week, and a review will be dropping mid-July as well.
Yeah, and this maybe shows that Jeff Goldblum's character might not even be in the film at all then.
Maybe.
Yeah.
This is just scenes cut with Christian Bale. He might have some scenes with Thor.
Yeah, true. I wonder who Peter Dinklage would have been playing if he's still playing a character in the film.
That's what I mean. It's just Christian Bale scenes.
Man, how can you cut Christian Bale scenes?
I mean, you got a runtime.
It's Christian Bale, though.
I know.
Yeah.
They probably didn't fit the mood of the film.
Yeah, they didn't fit the mood.
Because it seems like they ultimately went for a high comedy style or tone of the movie.
Yeah, I've been reading
reactions I've heard as people say this is a comedy movie.
Like a rom-com even.
Yeah.
Okay, we have some James Bond news. They are already developing the next James Bond, although don't expect to get a casting announcement anytime soon or a film announcement. Barbara Broccoli, who is the franchise producer and co-owner of the property, has said that they're looking to reinvent the character for this new age. And there's nothing wrong with that. Daniel Craig's was a reinvention as well. That was a new kind of Bond.
Calm down.
Yeah, I think the word reinvention, maybe people are panicking, but I mean, the world's always changing, especially it's been, since the first Craig one, it's been 16, 17 years. So that was a reinvention of the character. I'm totally up for a new reinvention.
I think by reinvention, they mean younger.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
I honestly, I don't know if I want to Bond in his 20s, but maybe that's what they're going for. We'll see. Because Henry Cavill's not in his 20s, so.
And I mean, Christopher Nolan said that if he ever did a Bond movie,
it would be a reinvention
of the character. That's why he would sign.
I have my fingers crossed that's his next project.
I mean, it seems like timeline-wise, the guy comes out with the movie every 2 years.
Yeah,
and so
he's a massive Bond fan. There are Bond fingerprints in all of his movies in some way.
So many fingerprints. Like Bond's fingerprints are all over Inception and Tenet.
Dark Knight, he turned Batman into Bond man.
So much Bond. Suits, everything.
So I'm looking forward to it. Everyone's just salivating, waiting for them to announce who the Bond is, but they're not going to start filming for a couple of years. So be patient, and I'm sure we'll have some great news to show by the end of the year.
So Disney's, being more Disney, they have a new $5,000 Star Wars cocktail that gets you this crazy drink, Star Wars themed drink served inside the Hyperspace Lounge at the Disney Wish cruise ship, and it's the Kyber Crystal.
Yeah, and so it's
like inside this like contraption that you like push a button on the top and it opens up. It's really cool, but
and you get to take it home.
You get to take that home?
Yeah.
So it's $5,000 to take home a contraption that has doors that open.
I think it's more of, because $5,000 is a lot. I think it's going to be seen as a collector's item more than just like something you get at a restaurant.
I mean, still, but who's ordering? I mean, you got to have some real wealth to.
They wonder why the hotels didn't work out.
The $6,000 stays? What do you mean? For 2 nights? You wouldn't stay for $6,000 2 nights? Come on, man.
I went to Europe for 3 weeks for less than that.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
So I'll choose Europe.
So
I love Star Wars, but 2 days.
I mean, $5,000 for a drink is a bit excessive. Plus, you get the collectible. It's really cool.
I think it's a collector's item that people are going to be feverish for.
I mean, if you post that on your Instagram, I guess that's really cool.
That's some baller status right there.
So corporations are going to cooperate.
We got some great new trailers this week. My favorite trailer of the week, there's this new film called See How They Run, which is a murder mystery comedy with Saoirse Ronan, Sam Rockwell, and an eclectic cast. Them two are the leads, and it looks like just a lot of fun. I love murder mystery movies. It seems like now we're getting one every year ever since Knives Out was such a big hit. And also Hercule Poirot's films by Kenneth Branagh have been really successful. Midnight Murder on the Orient Express and then Death on the Nile. So a lot of great murder mysteries coming out. This seems like no exception. Adrian Brody plays the victim of murder in this, and it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, told in a lot of series of flashbacks. And Saoirse and Rockwell, they look like they have excellent chemistry together.
Next up, we had a little tease of Hocus Pocus 2. We're back, witches. Yes. Spooky season.
Yes, witch.
Yes. Obviously, this is going to star Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker. Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker. That's what I said. That's what I said. Kathy, Najimy, and get your hats ready, girls. Spooky season. Yes.
Yes. Next up, the Russo brothers have announced their next film project. So after The Gray Man, their next film will be called The Electric State. It's another Netflix movie. They've signed a 4-picture Netflix deal, so their next 2 films after this one will also be Netflix movies. Millie Bobby Brown is leading this film, and she's going to star as a runaway teenage girl who travels to an alternate reality, 1997, with her robot, searching for her missing brother.
And this will also co-star Chris Pratt.
Excellent
So I'm
cast.
assuming he's going to be the missing brother.
Oh, awesome.
And then Christian Bale, I guess this is kind of news everyone's talking about, where he said he's open to returning to Batman if Christopher Nolan has a story and a script that Christopher Nolan wants to do. I think this is just one of those stories that everyone's just like, Nolan got, I mean, I'm sure Christian Bale
doing press,
he gets asked this all the time, I'm sure, whenever he's on a red carpet, and everyone obviously uses this as a headline for a story. I think it's a complete non-story. I don't think Nolan's going to make another Batman movie. I think he's done. But still, it's still cool to see that Christian's open to it.
It's a story. I think it is a story because it shows that he's not going to be in the Flash, and he's probably not going to be in the DC universes.
Oh, I already knew that.
I know, but just to see him confirm it, and he's a guy who's like, he didn't even know what the MCU was. I saw an interview for Thor where someone's like, how does it feel to join the MCU? He's like, yeah, I was filming it, and people were like, now you're in the MCU. I was like, what the hell is the MCU? This guy is just like, is living in his own bubble.
He doesn't watch a lot of movies, but I think the Batman thing, it's just like, it's a headline, but it's not really
I
real.
honestly don't want to see his Batman show up.
I don't want to see his Batman.
It's complete.
I think Michael Keaton's is going to be fun. Ben Affleck will be fun.
Yeah, it'll be great to see Ben back.
It'll just feel weird if Christian's is in there because that's a totally separate universe.
Yeah.
It'd be the same thing if like Pattinson's Batman came in. I'd be like, this doesn't work. That's not what I want with Batman.
Although everyone's heads would explode if it was like No Way Home kind of situation.
Personally, though, just keep Pattinson in his universe for now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Next up, Dakota Johnson's doing press for Cha-Cha Real Smooth, and she revealed that while she was making 50 Shades of Grey, it was a terrible working experience with the writer of the books who had a lot of say in terms of the production and the writing of the script. And she said that she and the directors were constantly fighting with the writer of the books over dialogue and story points, and she said it was actually a horrible filming experience, especially the first one. It was her first major role. She was young, and she said it was basically mayhem on set, constantly fighting with the writer of the books. And so that's interesting to see, because when actors do press, they can never like bash the movie they just starred in when they're doing press. And so I like how when actors talk about movies like 10, 7, 5 years ago,
3,
2, and they can be more honest about the filming and production and what they really think about the film, their thoughts on the films in the past. And so I love when we get nuggets of this about interesting moments where, a film that, the actor said was amazing experience when they're doing press because they have to, and then you hear the real juicy details
after
later.
They become one of the biggest stars in the world. And Dakota Johnson's like, I can say this. Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Ghostbusters Afterlife will get its sequel in Christmas 2023.
That's a big deal.
Get ready for that. So that's not too far away. Yeah. I mean, just a year and a half away. Very excited for that because we were fans of the Ghostbusters Afterlife. Very solid, soft reboot.
And that's a big indicator that the studio thinks it will do really well. I believe it's Universal. Correct me if I'm wrong. To release it on Christmas, that's like big time. So it looks like they expect huge numbers for a sequel to the sequel. Next up, Idris Elba's survivor thriller Beast has gotten an R rating, which I'm happy about. We saw the trailer in theaters last week, and it looks excellent. Scary, awesome monster flick with this like terrifying lion that seems to be like on rabies or something. Idris looks like he's excellent in the role, along with Sharlto Copley as a co-star. We're looking forward to this film, and I'm glad it's rated R because then we can get some gore and gruesome scenes.
Ghostbusters is actually Sony.
Oh, Sony.
So Columbia Pictures, Sony. I almost said Columbiana.
Columbiana.
There's always Aldana movie. What else we got?
That's a pseudo sequel to
Leon the Professional. Russell Crowe is set to play real-life priest in The Pope's Exorcist. So he will portray the Vatican's chief exorcist, Father Gabriel Amorth. That sounds like an exorcist's name.
Father Amorth. Next up, the Monster Universe is growing even larger as there's now going to be an Apple Plus TV series with Godzilla and other Titans involved in the series. This is going to be live action. There's no title for the series, but the cast includes Kiersey Clemens, who was in The Flash, Anna Sawai, and many more young actors. And so it looks like it's going to be a fun Monster Universe. It seems like they're both copying Disney, copying HBO Max and Warner Brothers. Let's go both film franchises and TV franchises.
And final bit of news, Ethan Hawke and Pedro Pascal are going to star in Pedro Almodovar's Western film Strange Way of Life. Filming begins in August. I believe it's only going to have a runtime of about 50 minutes. So I'm curious
Sign
to
me up, bro.
see if it's going to be a box office release or streaming. And it's going to be his basically version of Brokeback Mountain, he said, because he got offered to do Brokeback, but he didn't do it.
Really?
So this is going to be like his interpretation of that kind of story.
Pedro, he's an excellent filmmaker, and he's actually probably one of the most prolific gay filmmakers in the world. He's a Spanish director. If you don't know his work, check him out. He's been making amazing films since the 90s. He's one of my personal favorite directors. To see him and Ethan Hawke with Pedro Pascal teaming up, what a great trio. I'm looking forward to this.
Ethan and Pedro better get the chapstick out.
I just want to see them make it out all the entire runtime.
Boy, you got to tell a story.
Oh, yeah. This is going to be a story,
It's not
I guess.
that kind of movie, Anthony. We all know what Anthony wants to see.
NC-17?
Anthony's been watching too much Taxi Driver.
Wait, I don't get it.
Travis Bickle goes to X-rated movies.
Oh, okay, I get it. I got you now.
All right, that wraps up movie news number 55. Thanks for tuning in. Awesome episodes coming this week. We have fun audio reviews of Just Black Phone, Elvis, as well as episodes for Jaws will be our 4th of July episode for tomorrow. And then Thursday, we're doing something else. I can't remember. Something cool.
We're going to do Christopher Nolan's work with time in his movies.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, time in Christopher Nolan movies, how he
And
approaches
his obsession
that.
with it, his use of it, whether it be storytelling, script writing, or
Killing his ex-wives.
killing ex-wives of characters. We should do an entire episode of why Christopher Nolan kills all the wives. Does he want to? No, I'm just kidding. That's it. That's the end of the
Watch
episode.
out, Emma Thomas.
That's the end of the episode.
Take care, y'all.
Thompson.
Emma Thompson or Emma? Yeah, Emma Thompson.
Thomas
Yeah,
is the actress.
Yeah.
Jeez, Anthony. Bye, everyone. Raiders of the Lost Podcast is a mirror image production. Sound mixing done by Jacob Kossler. Opening music by Chase Jackson.